that's actually how we're called on Dash and Fall stats. You know this? There's like there's Vanu and there's Noob.
Well, yeah, I might have been watching too much Dark Druid lately. Anyway, welcome to the tutorial. We're going to talk about movement. In the background you will see some PlanetSide gameplay while we establish the core points of the video. Now, I don't like to make ambiguous tutorials, but I think there is no other way to go around this. So what is movement, and how can it be implemented into gameplay? My goal for this video is not to provide exact pinpoint accurate examples, but more to talk about the base of the issue, so a person can tackle this as they see fit. I've never heard this in PlanetSide, but I'm sure if you played any even slightly competitive FPS, you have heard the expression that a player has really good or bad movement. So was the person referring only to the player's ability to hit WSAD keys? Well, out of my experience, I would have to say no. What players usually refer to by saying movement is a combination of many interesting factors. When somebody has good movement, it means that the person knows how and when to peek out, when to shoot and when to move or jump, which angles use to surprise the enemy, how to position his crosshair properly, when it is a good idea to prefire and when he or she should fall back. So in theory, we could say that movement is what we get when we combine all my previous tutorials and a lot of situational awareness. Now, I don't want to make the impression that this video is an elaborated get-good statement, but in my opinion it is important to show that crosshair placement, flanking, pre-firing, situational awareness, and all-round good gunplay are all integrated. It cannot be separated. When playing, you must make a conscious effort to keep all of these ideas implemented into your gameplay until it becomes second nature to you. When all said and done, I think it is still possible to give a set of tips that one could follow to upgrade their experience and give a boost to their training time. First of all, let's say that we never should rush in a straight line. This refers to flanking. Often players go about this game in a brain-dead manner and forget that by paying a little attention and by getting out of the enemy's line of sight, much can be accomplished. Second is getting your crosshair from the floor. Self-explanatory. I've covered this many times in my previous tutorials. You should always aim where you think the enemy will be. Next up is, if you think somebody is around the corner, then just pre-fire. If you're not being sneaky, nothing bad can come out of this. After that, a good idea is never to re-peek a corner if you are noticed. If you peek out and take out a target who had friends who saw you, it might be a good idea to re-engage them from a different angle, because they will be ready for you if you do the same thing. We should never forget to choose the correct weapon for the fight we are in. That means shotguns too, by the way. Also, know your environment. The better you know the terrain, the more you can exploit it. Don't jump if you don't have to. It expands your cone of fire. Fire after you have landed from a jump, not before. If you fire mid-air, your cone of fire will stay expanded. Set your movement keys to comfortable positions for you. That refers to reload, crouch, sprint, etc. You would be surprised how many professional FPS players have much different setups from the usual. Remember that mobility is life, and you should never stand still for longer than you need. There are just too many things that can shoot you. Even when you think you are safe, you're not. Apart from that, people are usually lazy, and by being mobile, you might make them focus on an easier target. Not to mention that by moving around, you might find a few interesting opportunities as well. If we are talking literally about moving, then do it from cover to cover, but don't stick to it for too long, or bad things may happen. Mobility equals life, and once your feet stop, your heart will follow.
Headshot, double kill, triple kill.
If you want to go deeper about working cover, check out Rel's recent video. I'll link it in the comments below, but chances are, if you're watching me, you've seen it too. Next up on our list is knowing your weapon. By this I mean that some weapons are okay with you moving around while firing, while others are not. Movement is not only about knowing how and when to move, but when to stand still too, if you want to be accurate. Last but not least, you must realize that winning is not only about outgunning somebody. Good players use the environment to their advantage. You must think not only in the horizontal, but in the vertical as well. Get positional advantage whenever possible. Being on top is always better. This covers most of what it means to have solid movement, and if I have forgotten something, then please do talk about it in the comments below. One might say that this video did not present anything that the previous ones did, and to a point it is true. Unfortunately, the truth is that the next logical step in the development of an FPS player is to combine into one force all the elements mentioned before. I truly hope that this video will help other gamers get a better, more competitive experience from PlanetSide, and you can expect more advanced FPS tutorials from me soon. But until then, I will hope to see you both in-game and on stream. Renzer out.